And now you're here. So.
Very excited. We've already got some big guests on tap.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from Radio Row, presented by Bet365 and Wawa, Bo Wulf and EJ Smith, and what a show we have coming your way today. We're going to be joined by Nakobe Dean, who's going to tell us about his expectations for the offseason. The great Gregg Rosenthal and Jourdan Rodrigue are going to join us from the NFL Daily Podcast, but we kick it off with an old friend. Sheil Kapadia, how are you?
I thought maybe there would be a Wawa hoodie waiting in the chair for me. I've seen you guys rocking the Wawa merch. I could have used some, and I also I knew I liked Lindsay just as a listener, and then I met Lindsay, and then I liked that she made you do the intro 2 times. So anyone who needles you is a friend of mine. So this so far it's going great for me.
All right. EJ, how are you?
I'm doing very well.
How'd you sleep last night? It's Friday now.
I got something I want to say.
Oh.
No, this is positive.
Clear out.
Oh, okay.
You guys both mean so much to me.
Oh, wow.
To be on this podcast set with the two of you.
Wow.
It's the best possible way I can have my week.
Wow.
I'm not here to mix it up. I'm here to let you guys know.
Emotionally
Give me
available.
your flowers.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
When I saw Sheil this week, Sheil gave me a hug.
I gave you a hug
Offered
last
a
time
hug.
I saw
feel
you.
like this
I
was
didn't get a hug.
Yeah, I give EJ a hug
new
every time I
emotionally
see him,
available
right?
Sheil
No,
Kapadia.
bro hug. We go
Yeah,
with
there's
bro
a
hug.
new-
Sheil
Yeah.
Kapadia.
Yeah.
What has changed in your life to make you so emotionally available all of a sudden?
I don't know that I would say I'm emotionally available, but who doesn't like a nice greeting like that?
I agree.
Yeah. I think I've hugged you in the past.
I feel like in the past, but maybe
Yeah.
not always as a first greeting.
Well, consider this the start of a new era of our friendship.
I like that. I'm excited about
Pre-hug,
that.
post-hug.
All right,
let's see how it goes.
Let's get into the big takeaway presented by Xfinity, and I imagine that most of our listeners have also listened to you on the Philly Special, the Ringers Philly Special, and you've discussed Jeff Stoutland's ouster. But
ouster, I like that.
Let's discuss
Get that
it
in the
here
title.
as well.
Yeah.
What after letting it marinate? What do you feel like this reflects about the Eagles organization?
Wow. The Eagles organization, I think it does signify an overhaul of offensive scheme. For if you want to be rational about it, you can have the take that, you know what, they want to overhaul the offensive scheme. I'm sure you guys have talked about this. I haven't been able to keep up with every pod, but I've listened to the first one. I got flights coming up, so I will catch up. But they want to go under center, play action, outside zone. Maybe Jeff Stoutland doesn't major in that. Maybe he doesn't want to do it with all the motion. So we don't want to let him go. But if we're really going to do this the right way and overhaul everything and see if Jalen Hurts can handle it and modernize our offense, then we got to make this change. That's the rational take.
Well, here, let me ask you this, not to cut you off.
No, please.
But this is a question I asked EJ. If they hired Jim Bob Cooter or Matt Nagy, do you think that Jeff Stoutland is still here?
I don't, actually.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so that's
Neither
a
do
good, I like that. That's a good framing. I don't. So I think the more emotional reaction is probably the right reaction, which is that Jeff Stoutland's coaching last year, things aren't going well. Nick Sirianni says, I got to step in here. I got to do more because Patullo's my guy. He's getting crushed. And his do more was changes in the run game and saying, well, why don't we do this? Jeff Stoutland feels like, man, I've been here for 13 years. I've coached under all these different coaches. We've won 2 Super Bowls. The offensive line has been the strength of the team.
By the way, nobody was complaining about the running game last year.
No,
Absolutely.
and your boy can't cut it, and now you think the problem is me taking away some of my responsibilities. Then they get to the offseason, and Nick Sirianni says, yeah, well, we're going to kind of keep it that way because we want to marry the run and the pass game, and at some point it gets personal. And the relationships, Nick Sirianni can't mend them. I'm sure at some point Jeffrey Lurie said, Nick, we do want to overhaul it, but Jeff Stoutland means a lot to me personally, means a lot to the organization. Let's find a role for him that he's happy with while still making those changes. And Nick Sirianni couldn't make it happen. And Jeff Stoutland said, screw you guys, I'm out of here. And that, to me, is the most logical reading of this. I don't know.
EJ?
I think it's a fair reading of the situation. I think, the personality dynamics at play really kind of overshadow what should have been. I guess what I said on the show is that I think it's disappointing they couldn't find a way back. And I think the only way that really makes sense is if the personality dynamics, and as Sheil said so eloquently, the personal, it got personal. So yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, just think about this part rationally. If they thought that it was really best to move on from Jeff Stoutland, they would have done it already.
Correct.
Like they had to get ahead of hiring a new offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Right? And so obviously they were trying to bring him back in some capacity. And honestly, good for Jeff Stoutland. Who hasn't wanted to flip off their boss?
I know that's right.
I mean, come on.
And also from Stoutland's perspective here, if he had a strong relationship with the head coach and said, I love working for this guy, you're telling me that 4 decades of coaching experience in different schemes, different systems, college, NFL, has seen every trend you can think of. You're telling me he couldn't find a way to be a great coach under this new, which, they've sprinkled in a little bit here and there. I know the scheme is different than what he's done, but I have a hard time believing that if he felt his relationship was strong and he felt empowered that, all right, this might not be my preference, but you know what? I got to change with the times. He's changed with the times before, that I've got to find a way to be a great coach in this scheme with, that is kind of the way he's wired, I think, Jeff Stoutland, so I think he would do that.
Let me play the other side, though.
Okay.
The other side is the Eagles' offense clearly needs an overhaul.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that Jeff Stoutland is a great coach and you would expect him to be flexible. But clearly the Eagles, or at least there are members in the organization that don't think that he is flexible on these things. And, the analogy I used earlier is it's like you built a garage around your sports car, right? And then you realize you're not doing, to take it back to football, you're not doing the quarterback run game. You're not doing under center run. You don't have an expansive under center run game. You don't have a play action game. Jalen Hurts isn't throwing over the middle of the field. You have all these things you don't do. And it's almost like at some point you're going to have to clear out like a load-bearing wall, which is Jeff Stoutland in this scenario, because you got to get the car out at some point.
I like the restaurant analogy.
What's the restaurant
Where under
analogy?
the Eagles they have been kind of like a refined menu that does everything really well.
Yeah.
High quality, but it's like they make 6 things.
Yeah.
Now they want to create a wider menu. They want to be kind of like a diner to some degree, but only because the 6 items on the menu are now
not nearly
only
as good.
B's instead of A pluses every time.
Yes, I think that is it's a good, strong analogy game right there.
I mean, you take what you can where you can find it.
I mean, some of those things you mentioned, though, are not Jeff Stoutland things,
Right.
Quarterback
But some
run
are,
game, not throwing it over the middle of the field. So what are we talking about here? We're talking
I think
about
under center run game.
under center run game.
I think motion is a big one. Motion is probably the biggest one.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Setting
Maybe.
protections pre-snap, to me,
Yeah.
I wonder if that is a Stoutland thing, the way that you
That
see
could be.
like all of the guys adjusting things and it's not just on one person.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying that, I'm not making this argument, I'm just telling you that the argument exists, that Jeff Stoutland, the run game coordinator, leaves something to be desired. Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, is unquestioned.
Okay.
And that is the role the Eagles wanted to bring him back in.
Hearing from people who will die on the sword that Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach and maybe one of the best position coaches who's ever lived will also say they don't think as a run game coordinator he is the best, which I think is fine.
Okay.
But there's no way, given that, even still.
This was the first year
I know,
that
I
they
agree
have
with-
not
I
had
agree
an
with you.
elite. They
But
were doing
even-
it with Miles Sanders. They were DeAndre Swift.
I agree
They were
with you.
doing it with young offensive
They
linemen
had
coming
one of the
up,
greatest
so-
run games in the history of the NFL 2 years ago.
There's just no way that this was the right end case scenario.
Yes.
The best end case scenario for them, right?
Yeah.
Losing Stoutland is not something that they want.
I mean, there is a world in the NFL that if you are an Eagles fan of a certain age, you have not had to deal with where, guess what? You draft a guy and these late round picks don't develop at all.
Yeah.
And that you bring a backup in and it's just a complete disaster. You can't get that guy up to speed. I mean, if you want to give Howie Roseman credit for that, I guess you could make the argument that, but I just refuse to believe that some of these guys would have not been liabilities. I mean, some of these teams, they have a backup offensive lineman come in and their offense is just torpedoed for 3 weeks because the guy stinks. And now, I'm not saying that's definitely going to be the case. Maybe Sean Mannion will be great. Maybe this new run game guy who I've never heard of before will be great. There is a high ceiling. I don't want to make it sound like it's definitely doom and gloom, but the variance is very high here.
Absolutely.
Where they're putting a lot of stock in a play caller who's never done it before. And I kind of like the idea of a Sean Mannion. You guys did great reporting on this week where I'm like, man, people really speak glowingly about this guy. I'm excited to watch it, but there's such an uncertainty and an unknown with this offense, that the offense could completely suck next year, especially when you add in the A.J. Brown and the Lane Johnson and the Dallas guy. It's a lot. This is almost an unprecedented offseason of change for this offense.
And they really have invited the variance.
Yes.
Like in the hire, and I know that the hiring cycle for the offensive coordinator didn't go to plan for the Eagles here. You know, they had top candidates that they wanted, but still they invited variance with the first-time play caller in Sean Mannion. They're inviting a lot of variance by blowing up the offensive line infrastructure that they had. And yeah, there's a lot of personnel questions.
Yeah, I mean, play it forward on the offensive line, the worst-case scenario right now. Lane Johnson decides he wants to retire because he doesn't want to play for someone other than Jeff Stoutland.
Doesn't want to learn a whole new system, yeah.
Tyler Steen continues to be just okay. Cam Jurgens continues to be a shell of himself and is not very good at center. Yeah. Landon Dickerson, the injuries take over and he plays one more year. And Jordan Mailata is a good left tackle. Yeah. And you've got to replace a right tackle. Like, all of a sudden you have a mediocre offensive line. That's very much on the table.
And
to
Howie
say nothing
Roseman,
of who's going to be the coach who might not be that good.
So if I were doing is there a Posidelphia? No, what do you call it?
Negadelphia?
Petey Pablo Positive?
Pollyannish?
What was your weird thing you had?
Yeah, I forget. It's too
With,
there's Donovan Downer and
whatever.
Positivity Prancer. Just go with that.
If you want to, if you want to do that, you could say that one of the benefits of this scheme, theoretically, is that you don't need a great offensive line. The Dolphins under Mike McDaniel have not had talent there. The 49ers, you look at their offensive line every year, it's not a great offensive line. They make it work. And so one of the benefits of this scheme is that you can actually make it work without maybe the most talented guys, but now you're really trusting that you can teach it. And in year one, this isn't like a 3-year project. If this thing goes, badly next year, we're sitting here in these seats next year being like, I think, a new coach for the Philadelphia Eagles.
We'll get to that because I do think that this is a real Nick situation. Let's close the deal on the big takeaway presented by Xfinity.
Wait, can I ask you one more question? Do you want to close that?
Okay. No, I'm just closing that segment.
Close that segment. Okay.
And by the way, you mentioned the reporting on Sean Mannion.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because in this episode, we have an exclusive interview that I haven't teased yet with an old friend of the pod about their experience with Sean Mannion. Please stay tuned for that. Go ahead.
Old friend of this pod?
Actually, no. This is a me and you pod. It's both.
A
long running.
Oh, I know who it is. I heard about you waiting for him, and I was like, I hope that guy didn't listen to Birds with Friends back in the day. Now you're trying to interview him about Sean Mannion. All right, give me your take, and I'm sure you've said this before, so I apologize to the listeners. But Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, do they sign on? Were they part of, hey, Nick, if this isn't going to work, we need to find, is Nick bringing it to them and they're saying, all right, we don't want to do this, but we're signing off? My experience covering the team, I don't know that Jeffrey Lurie had more sort of respect and admiration for any coach on the staff than Jeff Stoutland, but that was a long time ago, and things changed. Like, what do you think because I always say Nick's not picking his own staff, so I can't now come in and say, well, Nick's to blame, because was there a larger sign-off on this? How do you see that?
It's a great question. I wonder if Jeffrey Lurie's desire for this offense to step into a more modern, something that is more resembling of the offenses across the league that are pushing the boundaries and modern offense. I wonder if his fascination and desire for the Eagles offense to look like that would outweigh. It's hard to say that it would outweigh his admiration for Jeff Stoutland.
It's almost
but if Jeff Stoutland's standing in the way,
yeah.
If he's standing in the way of you getting to that, I could see a world where you say, we hate to lose the offensive line coach, the person, the player developer, the culture setter, but again, the offense has to evolve.
I could see a scenario in which Jeffrey Lurie has made Jeff Stoutland the highest paid position coach in the NFL, right? At least at one point that was the case. I think they have probably rewarded him along the way. I could see a scenario where Jeffrey's like, enough. I've done this enough, right? Like, if for instance, it was Jeff Stoutland being like, okay, well, if you want me to stick around, then I need more, and Jeffrey finally holding the line or something like that.
Interesting.
I could see that, and then Stout, prideful as he is, being like, fine, I'm out. Like, but if you're going to call my bluff, I'm not bluffing.
If you're Jeffrey in that situation, you probably are still upset that Nick got it to that point.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I could see that being part of it.
It might have been untenable at this point. Like, he's like, all right, I don't want to lose this guy. I'd love to make it work with him. But Stoutland's like, no. And I don't know what his contract situation is, but yeah, or maybe he's like, no, unless you do this. And it's like, is this actually worth it to do it, or is this just the natural, all things have to end at some point, and this kind of sucks, but this is where we're at.
I'll tell you what, it also creates an interesting thing for them as they enter a draft where we think they really need to add some offensive linemen for sure.
True.
Yeah.
You knew what you were drafting for Jeff Stoutland.
Yeah.
Are you all of a sudden going to change that entirely for this year when this could be the only year of this? You can't
just
do that,
draft
right?
the best available. Yeah. It's all scouting personnel side. I don't think this coaching staff on the offensive side may be as uninvolved in a draft as any coaching staff. I mean, I don't think they care one thing about what anyone on that offensive side of the coaching staff. And to your point, probably nor should they.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right, let's take our first break. On the other side, we're going to be joined by Nakobe Dean. Looking forward to that. Very good interview with Nakobe Dean. After that, it'll be Gregg Rosenthal and Jourdan Rodrigue. And we're going to come back. Sheil's going to stay with us for the final portion of the show. And we're going to have that exclusive interview with some really good insight on Sean Mannion. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide, and they live stream over 780,000 events each year with early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. Bet365 pioneered live in-game betting, and today they offer the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports. There's only one football game left this season, but you need to go to Bet365 if you want to take advantage of the early payout offer where your team is a winner. If they're up by 17 points, whether they win or lose, you get the instant payout. Last NFL season, both money lines were paid out 4 times because of the early payout and the end result of the game. We saw this happen with the Eagles this season. So here's what you need to know. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. A lot changes in 5 years. 5 years ago, who was even in the Super Bowl? Don't remember. Doesn't matter. So much has changed. The Eagles have a new coach. They've been to the Super Bowl twice. A lot changes. That's why you want to lock in a good deal when you can get it. And that's where Xfinity comes in. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. We're talking super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense that lets you stream the game even when the whole family is online. Gets all your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Lock in that 5-year price guarantee with Xfinity. Look who we've got here, the great Nakobe Dean on Radio Row at the Super Bowl. Nakobe, first of all, how are you? What brings you here?
I'm well. You know, I'm just shaking hands, networking a little bit.
There's no babies to
Let's get that Q rating up as free agency approaches.
exactly.
Make sure everybody remembers that Nakobe's out there with that big smile. What do you feel like you proved this season, coming back from what you did?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say proved, but I feel like nobody short of me and my family thought I was going to come back the way I did at the time that I did. I feel like I could have went a couple weeks before I even got out there. Yeah, for sure. But I proved that by having faith in God, it truly matters. And I'm blessed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was among those people. Not that it was doubting you, but just the history of that injury to come back, and there was no rust.
No.
It was crazy.
I couldn't have rushed. It was one of them. I mean, I'm in a situation. I'm going to free agency. I gotta get my spot back from a guy who's playing real good. You can't come back and be rusty. You gotta come back and be on your shit. You can't come back and not knowing the plays. You gotta come back and almost like you never left. And I feel like I was able to do that.
Did it surprise you a little bit though? Like the level that you played at, it really didn't surprise you at all?
You talking to a guy who the first 6 weeks didn't even play. I mean, I guess week 6 I got out there and they put me on special teams, but first 6 weeks didn't even play, and I still stayed out to practice to watch film. like I was playing. Still did my 500 shots post practice to like I was playing, getting my extra balls catching all the extra footballs and everything. So it wasn't surprising me. I put in the work, and it was something that I prayed for to come back and do what I did. So it wasn't surprising me to be able to do what I did.
And so as far as the business of football, as you enter free agency, how do you balance as a guy who was like the leader on defense?
Yep.
And you have played with all of those Georgia guys for a long time, balancing, man, I'd love to still be with my boys, versus I got to do what's best for me and find where I am most valued.
Well, the good thing, I've kind of gone through NFL a little bit. After 4 years being in the league, and kind of understand the business of the league and kind of understand kind of how it flows. And if I'm gonna put it like this, if it's a situation out there that's better, or if the Eagles don't want to bring me back anything, all my guys will fully understand. They'll actually be pushing me. They'll be mad at me if I don't go to a situation that's better for me, just to continue to play with them. So, and vice versa. But either way, but they know, and the Eagles know, I don't want to go nowhere.
I was about to say, in talking to you, like it seems like you guys have had real conversations about the landscape in Philadelphia. But I guess where's your head at?
Like I said, I want to stay. I want to stay. But like you said, real conversations have been had. More real conversations are going to be had the closer we get into free agency. But I want to stay, and I'm pretty sure everybody know that by now. I said it 100 million times, but of course.
But you also want to make sure that you get what you deserve.
For sure, definitely. Like I said, it's a business. It's a business. Eagles gonna try. I know Eagles and Howie and everybody gonna do what's best for the team. So I got to make sure I do what's best for me.
Does Vic's return now change how you feel at all?
Of course, you want to go to a defense where you can, where I can fit. You fit in. It's a great fit. So not really. If Vic one of those guys, he been in the league so long, I can call him and be like, look, I'm feeling this team and that team, and he'll give me the straight truth. He'll give me the truth.
I know your future was also is also kind of up in the air, but were you calling Vic, like, are those retirement things? Is that real?
I didn't call him. I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy. He been in the league for so long, he might got 20 of those guys already. So I don't want to be that guy. I'm pretty sure he'll do it with more than enough. If he would have retired, he would have did it with more than enough time for all the free agents to see. Yeah. So we was all good.
I wanted to ask you about seeing you and Jihad's relationship up close. Mm-hmm. I think some people would be surprised at how close you guys are, and really just it almost felt like you were a mentor figure for him. Well, I guess how would you describe your relationship?
Well, I walked into Eagles organization the last 4 years that I've had great vets. Mm-hmm. I've had great vets, great guys ahead of me in TJ Edwards, Kaiser White. I mean, Zach came in, but Zach Bond, guys like that who was kind of ahead of me. I had Zach Cunningham come in. I had a little time with a couple guys. Either way, you kind of walk into an organization where there's great vets from each, and you see that in each position room. So it's like it wasn't hard for me to be a good vet to Jihad. You know, it wasn't hard to me to accept him, and for him to be a rookie, for him to be as much of a pro he is, he's steps ahead of the game in that aspect.
Can I run through the 4 other Georgia guys with you and just get your temperature check on the season they had and what is to come? Okay. So let's start with Jordan Davis, who, to our eyes, had as good of a season as we could have possibly expected.
Sure, I don't know how he didn't make Pro Bowl or not.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And how integral was he to you guys being able to stop the run as well as you did with only 6 guys in the box?
It's great. I mean, I know we talk about him this year, how he stepped up, but even last year, before he even got as good a shape he got in now, how good he was and able to stop the run and be a pivotal kind of rock in the middle of the defense.
How about Jalen Carter? What do you think is next for him?
Jalen, I mean, the sky's limit for JC. You know, he got. Of course, he had a couple injury things this year where he had to miss a couple games.
Both shoulders.
Yeah, I know, but the sky's limit for JC. When he playing and he healthy and he can turn it on, can't nobody leave stop him.
Another guy who played through some injuries, Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan. I'm gonna say now like you said, he'll play through the injury. He got through it, and he's gonna be coming back healthy as ever. I know he's gonna be bending the corner, and like I said, it's gonna be a bad year for Nolan too. unless they pick up his fifth. But still, he's gonna be back here for number 2. So pretty sure he's gonna be bending that corner with piss and vinegar.
All right, and then finally Keeley, and is he a guy who you breathe life into when he goes through the season that he
For
has?
sure, you got to. You got to breathe life to all my guys, period. But if he playing cornerback or special teams, he gonna. I think Ringo. You look at Ringo. If he never play cornerback again, he gonna play in the league for 10, 15 years as one of the best special teams in the league. I don't care what you say. But he also got all the abilities and attributes to be able to be a great corner in the league, and he definitely still got time to put it all together.
Now, as for you, I think the thing that Eagles fans would say their favorite thing about watching you is when you run over a running back in pass protection and you're blitzing. I'm curious if, as you walk around here, if you've seen anybody like in the league who you have run for.
No, I haven't seen many running backs at all, really.
Okay.
Maybe they're avoiding you. Yeah, they're hiding you.
When they see you coming, they're going the other way.
I haven't really seen too many running backs, but yeah.
How much do you enjoy that? Is that like, do you have a favorite part?
Yeah, if you could only do one thing on a football field, what would it be?
Oh, I only do one thing. I mean, blitzing would be one for sure. But I mean, running through guys was just, I won't say it was always part of the plan, but it was like they give you the set, and it's like you gotta make a move. And I feel like when the number one thing, if y'all don't listen to nothing else, as a blitzing linebacker, the number one thing you should do to get to the quarterback is just never stop your movement or your feet going straight to the quarterback. All the movement, everything. I mean, and one-on-ones is pretty. But like if it's one-on-ones and you do this and he kind of catch the hip and the quarterback able to step up in the pocket in a game, that's not effective.
Just keep your momentum.
Keep him. You ain't got to bull him, but keep your momentum. Keep moving forward to the quarterback. Don't stop your feet.
Is there a running back that's gotten you?
Of course. I mean,
does anybody stand out?
I guess I could say not Ashton Genty. Oh man, I can't. I'm in bad with names today.
Okay, gotcha.
Running back of Raiders. Mostert.
Josh Jacobs. Reed Mostert.
That's
an old head. That's a vet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the only.
Low man wins.
I'm gonna say the only reason I can say that is because I was on the run of running guys over, and then we played the Raiders this year.
Yeah.
And
not today.
And I kind of.
He spent all week ready for that. That was the only thing he was in.
I kind of went there a little high. I didn't go low to high like I usually do. He kind of like stoned me for a second. It was like I won late, but it's like, when you set a standard for yourself, you gotta continue to play that standard.
All right.
What was Vic's reaction when you saw that on the film?
You gotta win. You gotta win. But I mean, we had a good defensive game that game, so they didn't get on me too bad.
Did you get any meatballs?
I did. I got a couple weeks. I got the meatball player of the week. Yeah.
Did you eat it?
Yeah, good. Great meatball.
Nakobe was the one who really put this out. He had the video. You were the one that posted that video.
Oh yeah. I had the video. Yeah. He never said anything to me about that video either, but
it was you though.
But I did. I put the video of Vic when he was doing the meatball. I had to.
Nakobe Dean, the great Nakobe Dean. We wish you luck. We hope that you get everything that you deserve. Thank you so much for joining us. Back with more on the PHLY Eagles podcast.
Thank y'all.
So I get to the airport yesterday, and I meet up with our social media manager, Ben, and we look at each other, and we're both wearing the Wawa sweatshirts. And we looked at each other and we said, this is a man who knows about the deal going on where you can get any Sizzly, any coffee, hot or iced, any size, and a hash brown for just $5 from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Ben is more of a sausage, egg, and cheese guy. I'm a bacon, egg, and cheese guy. But we gave each other the look, and we knew that this guy knows ball. So here's what you need to know. Available only in the mornings from 5 to 11 a.m. Any Sizzly, any kind of hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown, the whole thing for just $5. You can't get a better deal than that. They've also got these great flavors for the coffee that you want. There's a caramel chocolate craze that's people are going crazy for. So when you need to start your day right, you start it at Wawa. One more time, $5, any Sizzly, coffee, or hash brown. Now listen, we are here in San Francisco for the Super Bowl, but I also saw signs here for the World Cup. They're going to have games here, just like they're going to have games in Philly. And I know that everybody in Philly is looking forward to those games coming, but nobody knows how you're going to get tickets. That's where Game Time comes in, because the Game Time app is a lifesaver. It gives the advantage back to the fans with the tickets to all the matchups that you care about. We're talking waiting to the last second when you know the prices are going to drop. You can track those prices in real time, get alerts when seats open, and grab the tickets the moment they hit the app. You can also see what it's going to look like when you get there with their views. It's truly the only app I ever use to buy tickets in the Philly area. Game Time is the place to go. Last thing you need to know, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Create an account and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code PHLY for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. All right, welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast and what is now a Super Bowl tradition, second year in a row, although a different fourth. The great Jourdan Rodrigue and Gregg Rosenthal of the NFL Daily Podcast. Welcome, guys.
Glad to be here.
Don't make it awkward.
I was about to say, I've been called worse than a different fourth, but I'll take it.
How about, in parentheses, also Bo?
I actually personally like that one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where I've seen that before.
I said move over Hemingway. This is a new saddest story in only two words.
I mean, I'm a regular listener. Big fan of all PHLY.
Don't let him take all the credit. I also am a regular listener.
Probably not as regular.
This is going to be a bit of a back and forth love fest. So go ahead.
Yes, it is.
But you had big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
Like not literally.
Yes. He reminds me that not literally, but yes.
They're probably small. I mean, who else got like a 7-day, 7-hour live show different send off?
Well, yeah.
To just go to a different. Company, but it's been great with listening to you.
It means a lot coming from both of you guys. I appreciate that.
All right, I'm gonna lob the return.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Lay it on me. I'm ready.
EJ is teaching a journalism class this year for the first time, and I believe the first day he sort of introduced them to the idea of journalism crushes, people who you really like. You know, if you're going to want to be a writer, you got to have writers who you appreciate and appreciate the craft. And on that slide, Jourdan Rodrigue.
Bo Wulf. Oh, wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were.
No way.
I thought you were like an old Roto World reader.
Did you? I literally felt Gregg like squaring up his shirt, like getting ready to receive a compliment here.
Thanks for explaining
the
bit.
I mean,
EJ,
I appreciate
nice.
The top 101.
I'm about to say I appreciate Bo like putting me out there like this. But yes, Jourdan, one of your stories. I mean, you guys should be reading all of Jordan's work, but your story on Carly Ursay-Gordon, I had them. It was one of the stories for the media critique, and man, my students also have you as journalism crushes now.
Oh.
We're big Jourdan fans.
Well, they can reach out to me anytime if I can ever help with anything.
Man. Man.
All right, laying it on a little
My
thick
email
here.
is grosenthal@NFL.
All right, the other thing we have to talk about, Jourdan, let's get this off the top.
Wait, Bo, I can't see you. I can see the back of Gregg's head. But
The reverse of that is I have a very embarrassing story of an exchange with Jourdan that I really honestly I've been thinking about since. And this was on the heels of your GMs to Watch, which was on The Athletic. And I'm thinking to myself, I bet this has been like an annoying week for Jourdan, where she's just hearing from people around the league complaining that their client or they themselves are not on her list. I had heard somebody say like, "Oh, I wish I was on this list." A couple of people. So I'm thinking, let me identify with Jourdan here. Let me tell her that I'm understanding what she's going through. And I did it in a very ham-fisted way, in a way that made it seem like
he said, "Your list freaking sucks."
I'm like, look, hey, how many people have you heard from this week? Like, I've heard from 2. Like, first of all, like as if I'm flexing that I also talk to people in the league, and then bury a deeper hole. And like, but the Ursay story was good though. But I don't know why I threw in though, as if to say that
he hit me
other...
with like an actually, as
it's
you
like,
would
actually,
say.
the Ursay story was good.
Oh my God!
A return to form.
And then I
have been.
And then I said, who was it? If you're going to send me a text like this, at least tell me who it was.
Obviously, I can't out a source.
And you did not. You felt the need to tell me that, but then then you were. It was a win for you
stuff.
for not protecting. But here's the thing.
I've been embarrassed about it every day
Bo,
since.
I mean, I'm sure they're listeners to your show.
Well, there's no doubt about
I would hope that they are. Reach out to me, please. I would love it.
There you go.
I would love to make this right, however I can. Yeah.
I think getting older is slowly realizing all the different ways your insecurities have been coming out and still do come out in a way that is readable to other people that you didn't realize, and just like finding out more and more of those. I find that for myself. I don't want to project, but I think that's what's happening here.
That's part of it, yeah. It's also just like, why not take a second to think about the proper way to send the text?
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's like, you know what, though? I'm guilty of this, too. Like, sometimes me and Gregg will be sitting in the studio at NFL Daily and you know.
Which everybody should listen to.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And I'll look over at him and I'll be like, "Are you okay today?" And he'll be like, "What? What? Do I not look okay?"
Sounds familiar, Jourdan.
And then during the commercial break, we'll be like, I mean, and I'm okay. Do I still not seem okay? Like, I'm like, ooh, you know, when I'm insinuating something different.
I was going to say, you were speaking my language right now, Jourdan.
Yep.
The
my
show
bad.
itself, we've talked about, you know, the season is one thing. There are different beats of the season. We have sort of different, every day is a different show. The off season, it really becomes more about just the cabin fever of the two of us doing a show 5 days in a row. It's kind of fun.
It is. Yeah. I mean, we're in this together.
When you've had a lot more time off, not off, but without the team playing actual football this month, so your off-season starts earlier. And it's just a lesson for the listeners. We're still waiting for the first successful ask of "Are you okay?" It's never a good. It's never been reacted to favorably.
Yes,
you don't need
to. All right, let's pivot to a little bit of football talk.
Yeah, we want to talk some football.
I mean, I don't honestly.
Are you guys okay?
We're doing great. Yeah.
I've been better.
Now that you're here, we are so good. Yeah.
I was seething earlier today, but that's fine. What is your guys' perspective on the Eagles offseason so far? The offensive coordinator search that never ended, and the perceptions that maybe people didn't want to work for this team, and now the news that Jeff Stoutland is not going to be here this long-time tentpole.
Well, the coordinator search feels so much worse now because of this part too. Like, I was willing to give them some benefit of the doubt that Mannion, maybe he'll offer some different ideas. They've got the double-pronged attack with getting your guy Grizzard, but there's concerns about the whole thing. And then Stoutland happening after that kind of calls into question everything that happened before that. It's like, all the worst things that everyone probably thought, they're probably true.
Yeah, the amount of people who they seem to be doing research on and as a contingency plan for that position, and the difficulty that they seem to have landing on a person / getting people also interested, mutually interested in it. I think when you have a previous offensive coordinator say, this is our win record, but it's not pretty sometimes, and my house was egged. Sometimes that can, I would think, scare off some candidates, but I think it's maybe more than that in my perspective. Much more than that. It's a really tough building to like thrive in, and I don't say that as a negative because it does sound like "Are you okay?" But it's not that.
No, this is exactly what we've been talking about.
To me, this is like, if you can succeed in this building, you can do it anywhere, with any stakes, with any infrastructure, and that's part of why the building is designed the way that it is. I think it's intentionally done that way in a lot of ways, and especially in the front office. And certainly that's leaked over or so they hope, I think, in the coaching staff. Now, I also think that we're seeing now some communication issues that have permeated through the locker room also are coming out through the coaching staff as well. And that's where we come to the Jeff Stoutland part, where it seems like, based on the reporting so far, maybe he didn't feel like he was in the loop as much on this entire thing. But overall, this is a very, very tough building to say, what do I want my life to look like?
100%.
Right? Not just like how am I calling a game, or what's my scheme or whatever. Like, what do I want my life to feel like and look like while I'm here? And if you feel like you can succeed there, and if you can succeed there, I think you could do anything anywhere. But if you can't, man, are you going to get chewed up and spat out?
Well, there's two parts here. Let's talk about the front office thing first, because this is something that we have talked about, which is that the way that Howie Roseman runs a building is a huge reason for their success. He cares about every little thing maniacally, right? But it's not for everybody. And there are people, around the league, the longer that Howie's been there, that means there are more people who have left the building. And there are a lot of people who have then gone to other places that are also successful and find, it doesn't have to be necessarily like this, where every single day we are on eggshells. And to your point about the quality of life,
and then that gets to the coaching thing, which is if that's grading, and that is a really difficult thing to deal with every day, then you don't also want that to be the way with the head coach too, right? And you could understand how that would maybe get to be too much.
Yeah, I think it's fair to add the owner in there too.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lurie. There is an urgency to win in Philadelphia that is not for everyone.
Yeah,
But-
that's a good way to put it. Much more succinct than I was.
But don't you
I talk about this team a lot, Jordan.
I appreciate that. I'm still working on that part. Ask Greg. I am still working on not rambling.
don't you think presumably, McDaniel or Dable, ultimately, it wasn't the job for them in part because, they have this structure where I'm sure they like Jeff Stoutland and he's a value add, but it's the expectation is, okay, we've got these different coaches in place that you're going to inherit, and they are absolutely staying. And Stoutland is a key part of that. So when the new guy comes in and then Stoutland ends up leaving, it's very confusing.
And when it's not, if Mike McDaniel had come in, and then it's okay, this is not a great scheme fit with Jeff Stoutland, you would understand it more. Okay, you got the top guy on the market. Yeah. You can understand the ramifications. When you are already sort of picking out the best of the rest, and that still leads to the divorce, that I think exposes.
But there's no way Sean Mannion came in and was I don't want Jeff Stoutland, right?
Yeah, I don't think it was that simple. I think it had to do with, add Jeff Stoutland into this big personality complex too. They all have big personalities. They all have a way that they want to do things.
And there is Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, and Jeff Stoutland, the run game coordinator. And if you wanted to move on from one of the two, maybe you have to move on from the other.
I can tell you guys, the Eagles did not want to move on from Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
It was the run game coordinator aspect that became a sticking point. So, and again, this is something that when you bring in Sean Mannion, you have to be able to run an offense that Sean Mannion wants to run. I'm not sure that Jeff Stoutland's tendencies and preferences aligned with that.
And for what it's worth, the worst offensive line season of the Jeff Stoutland era.
Took some of the responsibilities away from him, and they were historic with him as run game
coordinator. And at the same time, as much
as
as you will hear people now behind the scenes saying Jeff Stoutland is a terrible run game coordinator, they did have the most successful running season in the NFL 2 years ago.
So it's pretty good run game coordinator.
But that was before they got that second chip, and it does feel like a little bit of disease more when you're talking about.
I think so.
Big personalities and egos, and you just won, and you made 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, and a lot of those people were there for the 1 in 17. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep all that group together. It just points out, what a straight line, great system that Bill Belichick was running, where everyone was enjoying it.
Oh, we got to hear now.
Right.
Okay.
The non-Hall of Famer, and I'm a little bit tired of oh my God, what are we going to do if Bill Belichick doesn't get in on the first ballot? It's fine.
I can't believe anything anymore.
It's not a big deal.
I will say I'm curious about the Sean Mannion of all of this because, they dug pretty deep to find the person / people who were going to come in and actually do this job. And I kind of have to think that they're thinking more about the Todd Gurley era type of run game and the back when you were a backup, type of and some of that mid-zone stuff that Todd Gurley really thrived in. And when I look at trying to maximize what's the rest of Saquon Barkley's time and maybe alleviate some of the straight up downhill, good on good stuff that the offensive line we know has been so capable of, but took a step back last year. I think maybe that might be what they're sort of sniffing around in that regard.
And from a Palace intrigue standpoint, it is also a greater indication that Nick Sirianni does really want to just be hands-off on the offense, and we'll see how long that stays the case.
What could go wrong?
But I don't know. All right, last thing.
I wanted to ask Brandon Graham when you guys came on the show. Yeah. Everyone should check out that episode especially.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Our Wednesday night show where Bo came on with Brandon Graham. And that was one of the things I asked. I wanted to ask him about everyone, a lot of people kind of think Sirianni's a little bit of a joke from the outside. What is what's he bringing to the table that you actually like? I got to know why I'm asking you that now. Yeah.
Good question. We wasted.
That's the "Are you okay?" of coaching question.
Yeah. Are you? I guess that's why I left it on the cutting room floor. There's no great way to answer it.
We do have to do one other back pat here because that is, navel gazing is what we do here. I do look forward to whenever it is I get a text from you about the great Christian Ellis.
Oh, yeah.
The man most responsible for the Patriots being in the Super Bowl.
Almost an every down player in the playoffs. Injuries have been a little bit of a part of that. Literally made the key play that kind of sent them to the Super Bowl.
Literally did it.
Your I don't know if it was a bit, but your belief
No, never.
in him becoming a very productive, winning player on a AFC championship team has been proven out. The Eagles blew it. They should be listening.
You're welcome.
And he didn't even say actually.
Thank you.
All right,
He is fun.
Gregg Rosenthal and Jourdan Rodrigue, thank you so much for joining us. We're back with more on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Everybody's got their favorite hard tea. But have you ever turned the can to read what's inside? Most of the time you can't, because they don't tell you. And while those other pretenders hide what's inside, Crooked Tea brags about it. Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic tea for real flavor with 0 sugar. No fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see is what you drink. So the next time you're at the store, flip the can, and if you can't find the ingredients, pick it up, put it back. Then grab yourself a Crooked Tea, 0 sugar, real tea, and fully transparent. You know it, Philly, real, recognize real. So why on earth would you drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea, the only thing better. The strip sack in the Super Bowl. Visit crookedtea.com to find a store near you. So before I did this ad, I said to EJ, I got some bad news for you. I had forgotten to tell him this. So I placed a Gold Belly order, got some wings from Anchor Bar, and a deep dish pizza from Giordano's, and that was going to be for EJ. I was going to let him have that so he could, understand the Gold Belly product. Unfortunately, during the snowstorm, my wife did not know that was ticketed for EJ, so she made it for the kids. They had a great meal. They loved it, fantastic. But EJ didn't get his pizza. So I owe him a pizza. I'll go to Gold Belly. And by the way, for my work wife, Valentine's Day is coming up, and Gold Belly has you covered with award-winning dinners from Peter Luger Steakhouse, world-famous macarons from La Durée, and even the exact cake served at JFK's wedding to Jackie O. So go to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code PHLY. That's goldbelly.com, code PHLY for 20% off your first order.
Welcome back to the PHLY Eagles podcast. Bo, EJ, and Sheil still here. Thanks for staying with us, Sheil.
Yeah, you made me wait a little while, but that's okay. We got to catch up.
I have been feeling badly, actually.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of this episode, EJ said such nice things about us.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever told him that we loved him too.
I think that's on you. Yeah, you kind of changed the subject right away to you made it about yourself and me hugging you one time.
I'll take that. Yeah,
you don't need to know. I don't want your
EJ, I love you.
I love you too. Okay. Now I'm a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I know how you guys feel about me. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Show don't say.
EJ's been doing a great
right?
job this week.
Yeah. EJ's been on fire, I would say. Yeah. I mean, he's really thrived in this role, I would say, from the beginning. But I've really, as things have gotten kind of worse for the team, I feel like his insight has been even more valuable than usual this offseason and really towards the latter half. I have I can read reporters. You know what I'm saying? I feel like your friend of the show, Diana Rossini, said this to me. She said, I can tell you read Rossini well. Like she's like, when I'm hinting
did she
at
say herself in third person, Rossini?
I think so. I don't know that she said that, but I might have called, hey, your column's great. She's she's like, I can tell because you'll just come out and say something with an edge, and I feel like I have that. I'm able to do that with you guys as well.
Yeah.
When you're hinting at something.
Earlier in the show, I was trying to workshop, not workshop, but I was giving you the other side of an argument, and I was waiting because you have a good BS meter. If you get out of here with that, then.
Well, I have the luxury of not being in a reporting role and talking to people now, where I can just be like, I'm really annoyed by this spin, and so I'm going to go on the other side and rip it. I'm not always right, but it's a good angle to take. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think about the Nick Sirianni of this all? No, I got one more Eagles question, then we can just do nonsense.
Yeah, no, I mean, what do you mean? Yeah. This guy looks a little like Frank Reich, right? Behind there? No?
With that hair?
I don't know,
way.
like a crazy Frank Reich.
Like
it's weird, like a weird brother.
Yeah, like Frank Reich's brother
just
who's
a
really
white
into
guy.
the
That's
Grateful
the only
Dead.
thing they have in common. He looks actually, honestly, more like Steve Bannon.
No, he doesn't look like Steve.
Nick Sirianni, I don't know. His back's been up against the wall before.
Yeah.
And he's responded. I don't know that they're necessarily as set up as well to do that this year, but I have thought
Sirianni,
that
who, by the way,
before.
Sean Sayed would describe as the Roger Goodell of head coaches.
Correct, yeah. I think that's probably accurate. I mean, I don't know that he ever said that word for word, but I think he probably thinks something along those lines. The defense, I think, is going to be good. I mean, can you imagine if Vic Fangio retired? But Vic Fangio...
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can. He can too, apparently. Often.
Daydreams about
every Thursday
Can't quite take the plunge.
But with Vic Fangio and the young talent, it's just like their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games, and so I don't think they're going to suck next year. But, I mean, it's tough. I don't know how this is going to go offensively for them, and I do think if they have a bad season, they are probably going to reach the point where are the returns, worth the resume, sort of, with Nick Sirianni, where we just keep him and try to build all this other stuff around him, or is this a time to kind of go in a different direction?
Well, I think part of that is it okay if the CEO head coach, who we know is like really hard on the coaches, is it okay if that guy is like grading on the head coaches? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Well, as you said, there's lots of big personalities at play.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Something that we maybe talked about on the walk over here. That's why I was chuckling to myself. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been
years ago.
It was pre-bran muffin for you and chocolate
bran
croissant for me.
muffin?
Terrible.
What?
That's the first bread muffin I've had in years.
Wait, does this have something? Does this have something to do with
situation.
being on the road for a while?
No, nothing at all.
No,
just.
And I go to him.
It
I'm
was
like,
a
I
bad-
can't
you were a
imagine
bran
any
muffin
other
guy.
reason to
and he
buy
just
a
goes,
bran muffin.
I'm not.
I'm not. I just we didn't have more time.
I'm
wasn't gonna get
starving. I haven't
something
eaten
made.
lunch. I had a smoothie early.
You should have taken the Snickers bar off.
I've had two mini frozen Snickers bars, and that's it.
Okay, I had about 3 bites of a soft pretzel that was terrible, and a banana. So yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like an early dinner. I'm not opposed to that.
There you go.
Respect it.
Sorry, what was your question?
All right,
Who knows?
so pre-bran muffin, the conversation we were having is the Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are both intense. They have an urgency about them, and they have an intensity about them. And I think that's a good thing for the organization.
Yeah.
There is an expectation of winning. They put the team in a position to win almost every year, and as a result, there is an urgency. There's a win-now mindset. And it's an interesting dynamic at play right now where Nick Sirianni also has that intensity. And, I don't want to be... I don't say it totally in a negative way, but they do. They grade on people, because not everybody's wired exactly that way.
Yeah.
Now, it's yielded great results.
Yeah.
But I do think the volatility that we're seeing this offseason, I do think it reflects, to a certain degree, you have that many people at the top of the food chain with that much of an intense personality, and Jeff Stoutland also has that
I'll tell you what,
personality.
it's also going to be very interesting this year on the offensive staff.
Yeah.
Because Nick can act like that with guys who know him and have been through it with him, like Kevin Patullo and Jason Michael and these guys. It's going to be a much different situation with guys he's never worked with before.
Yeah.
And also without Kevin Patullo, who, as Zach had reported, was like the guy who would like jump in when Nick was being too big of an a-hole, right? So now there's nobody like that.
So who does he have on the staff that's kind of like his guy, right? Or his guys right now? Yeah.
I don't know, Cole Peterson,
We don't know about...
Cole's not long tenured.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Cole Peterson, he's the assistant to the head coach. Is that his title?
Yeah. There's nobody. I mean, we don't know how Jamal Singleton.
Okay.
Yeah, but him and
Could
Jamal
stay,
started together in Philly. It's not like it's
Right.
Kevin Patullo was like a good friend of Nick. Somebody like a Nick whisperer.
Who's on the staff that he knew before Philadelphia? Is there anybody at this point? That's crazy.
Jason Michael was the last one.
Yeah.
And he got replaced today.
Is there another head coach in the NFL where if we went through every staff, you'd be able to say that about?
I mean, guys who have been there for a while. I feel like McVay, that might be the case.
I bet you McVay's got like a
but we know
assistant
he's
wideouts
bringing in
coach
the
stash.
new people.
I know. It's different. Yeah. It's a much different thing.
Yeah.
So that sets up a very tough dynamic for him, I feel like, especially now Mannion's got his run game coordinator.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback's? Oh, we don't know yet. Greg Olsen, maybe.
like
It's
Greg
reported
Olsen,
by
but,
Mike Garafolo that it'll be Greg Olson.
Does anybody
not
have
your
a-
boy? Not your
Yeah,
boy,
I
Greg
know.
Olsen.
They blew it. All the teams blew 10 head coaching hires, and Greg Olsen doesn't get.
Don't you feel like this was the worst cycle of head coach hires you can remember? Some awful hires.
Well, there were so many openings that probably has something to do with it.
I know, but like of the 10, who is interesting to you?
Yeah.
Two of them?
Minter seems like if I had
I'm
to pick
interested
one
in
that
Minter.
works out. Harbaugh as a head coach, I'm interested in, but when you're bringing in Nagy as the OC, that's it. I think I'm out. I don't know. I would have to go through all of them. Saleh didn't make a whole lot of sense. LaFleur is like
Hafley's
that team. Hafley, no. Yeah. I don't know. We're missing
Hafley
something.
really has that
Clint
Jonathan
Kubiak,
Gannon,
not exactly a bastion of personality. I mean,
yeah, your interview with him was electric, I thought.
yeah, I thought so too. Fireworks on that.
It might
bad
just
boy.
be his personality.
Yeah.
He's had a good year, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. What is this? What is this non-football stuff you want to discuss?
Oh, I want Sheil's opinion on the toothbrush situation.
Okay, I have heard that.
Wait, you heard about
Which
this?
one?
His.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
he's got a
Let's
different one,
let's clear it out. Just tell Bo whatever you think about him. About the toothbrush thing. I'm sure you got something on your mind.
Well, I wasn't prepared enough for him to just come in and rip Bo. And also, Bo is on edge here today, so I don't know. That other times I would want to poke the bear.
Yeah, I think he sees the finish line.
We used to do the toothbrush thing you did.
Oh, okay.
But we had the case there. We had the case there where
Lindsay
you
and I
take
are
it
in
off
disbelief right
and
now.
put it there.
Oh, you got to hear about this Lindsay thing.
Oh, Lindsay, Lindsay has a tough one.
We found out something about Lindsay that's way weirder than anything any of us has ever done.
Okay,
No, you
I
will
look
not
forward
be.
to that.
No way. There's no way.
But we had the holder, so you finish the brushing your teeth, you put it in the holder, then it's just the toothbrush with nothing on it, and then when it's your turn, you bring. But then we thought, you know what? We're grown-ups.
Yeah.
We can buy another electric toothbrush.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
I don't know how long we did that, but we haven't been doing that for years. But I actually didn't think that was like the weirdest thing I had ever
it's
heard.
pretty strange.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now,
you do your toothbrush thing, and then we'll get to Lindsay's weird
so
thing.
when I'm in a hotel room, I've got my toothbrush in its little travel case. It's a tight case. So what I do is I take one of the rinse cups, I rinse with it, and then I put it down, and I pour it out, obviously.
Yeah.
And I put the toothbrush so it's vertical, so it can dry out in it can drip if it needs to, and it can dry out.
Yeah.
Make sense?
That's fine.
Seems fine.
So, and I'm usually a do not disturb guy.
This is an electric toothbrush
It's
on the road, too?
Yeah, but it's not one that spins.
You bring the electric on the road?
I go manual on the
Yeah,
road.
me too.
Old school.
Yeah, okay, I see you.
You
Yeah.
don't need all these
Indication
fancy.
is a road game.
I'm
Yeah,
an
that's
everyman,
right.
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Listen, if you don't get the bidet on the road, why should you get the electric
you gotta
toothbrush?
hoof it. You gotta-
know?
Those two
absolutely.
things couldn't be less related.
Okay.
Those
All
two
right.
things
Okay.
could not be
They just
further
almost
apart.
dropped some toilet paper on you back there, too. We were just talking about bidets. What the timing. Incredible. Okay. All right.
I mean, that guy, bidets are like putting him out of business.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I
for
felt
the-
bad. He's got the shiner. No free ads, but yeah. Poor guys. Like,
Well, you still need, you need at least one.
well, that's true. A little dab.
All right, so no, I'm do not disturb usually with the housekeeping. I don't need my house. I don't need my room cleaned every day.
Agreed.
I was out of towel, so I flipped it, and they came in and they moved all my stuff around. They left my toothbrush bristles down on like a hand towel.
Okay.
Can't be doing bristles down. I mean,
No.
Your lack of outrage is outraging me.
Yeah.
Sheil.
No, well, I was trying to picture it.
Bristles down on the hand towel. I'm not putting the towel in my mouth. I don't want my toothbrush to touch the towel.
Okay. Yeah. They shouldn't have done that. I'm not that
disappointed.
grossed. I'm not grossed out that easy. You with your slippers in the hotel. I'll walk around barefoot.
I'm
Give
shocked
me a
you're
break.
not team slippers.
Generation.
Sean looks at me
You know?
when you said that last night, and he just goes, "To America's, I guess." Like, what does that even mean? Because Sean is team slippers for the record.
all right, so if you want water from a hotel room and you don't have a bottle on you, you're going to get some from the sink. How do you go about doing it?
Drink water from the sink.
Or if
Yeah.
you need to rinse.
Oh, if I rinse,
Yeah.
I'm just doing. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Rinsing your
rinsing.
mouth.
Yeah.
I think I go hand and to the mouth. Yeah. What do you
Lindsay-
do?
Lindsay's going giraffe underneath, mouth straight to the faucet.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
What do you
no,
mean?
no.
There's
What's the
nothing
difference
wrong?
between that and doing hand? Now,
Look-
I would be
Your
afraid
mouth
I
is
would
gonna
sprain
touch
the
the
old
sink.
neck. You know,
No,
I'm
your
not
mouth
as
is going to
limber.
touch the sink.
What's that?
Your mouth is going to touch the hotel sink.
No, it's not. You
Yes,
just
it
are
is.
getting the water. It's like drinking out of a water
It's
fountain.
too high risk, Sheil.
No.
Crazy.
It's not that crazy.
Oh my goodness!
I have a
Crazy
higher
You know,
threshold.
I
for
really
weirdness.
thought like,
No.
I'm so excited to
I
talk
think
through
he's-
some
he's-
nonsense.
he
with
likes
you.
Lindsay. He's
Sheil.
taking it easy on
No,
Lindsay.
I'm
It's,
accepting. I used to do that. I used to take baths in a very weird way. I told my wife about
This is the good
Did
stuff?
I tell you this before?
No, I don't think so.
When
This
I
is
was
what we were
here,
hoping to get
I
to.
don't know if my parents never taught me how to take a bath or what. I would sit crisscross applesauce and just splash myself with water. I don't know how long I did this.
Wait, as it's coming out?
Yeah, I'm just turning up and I'm splishing. And that was how I would bathe myself till I don't know how old I was. Until
21.
I got too big where my knees were hitting the side there. And I was just like, I look back at that, I'm like, I'm sure at some point they taught me how to take a bath. I don't know if it didn't take or what, but crisscross applesauce sitting like this. I would just sit like this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
my
whatever
God.
it was. And then I'm out of there.
Wait, so what age were you when you
Listen,
stopped doing
That
this?
is the story that I needed.
Listen, if you think about it, the nethers are getting cleaned well in that setup, right?
So you're like right under the faucet?
Yeah, I'm right under there,
Oh, my
right
God.
under there, and then the pits aren't smelling at a young age. You're good there. What
At
do you
what
really
age
need?
did you realize this?
I actually don't know. And I don't. My parents probably never knew because they're like, oh, shit. And then I would do this. You ever do the fake brush? Rebel against dentistry? Your parents?
I wasn't a fake brush, but my nephew.
Oh.
I mean, he's a fake
I
brush.
would
Gotta
go
be
in
real.
there.
You ever do just the water brush as like an in between there?
But
Yeah.
I
Like,
would do
why?
this. She'll go brush. I don't feel like brushing. Go up. You know what I would do? Get the toothbrush out, run the faucet, run it under there. Oh yeah, I'm brushing. Put it away. Guess what? I didn't brush today, and no one knows but me. And that led to many dental issues and much pain over the years. So kids, don't
Yep,
do that.
if you're listening, kids,
Those
don't
were
do
some of
that.
my weird kid things, I would say. Yeah.
Very funny.
This is incredible.
That's good.
If anyone else out there has done the bathtub thing, ringerphilly@gmail.com. There you go.
Or leave a comment on the video.
That too.
Yeah.
How about a super chat? How
about a super chat? Yeah, thanks to CDP for the super chat, who wants to know if you.
Dude, that guy's giving you half of his paycheck every week. What
Shout
a
out to
supporter.
CDP. Yeah.
You should send him that shirt or something. Unbelievable. Send him a hat.
Send him
The
the other
guy,
end of the shirt, yeah.
Good job by him.
All right. Should we go to now the interview that was teased? Which
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
really interesting insight and a good job by the dogged reporting of PHLY to capture the thoughts on Sean Mannion from one of his former teammates. Let's check it out now.
Well, Wolf, I was just going to ask you a couple questions about Sean Mannion, since I know you know him very well. Yep. How well do you feel like he is prepared for this job?
Very well. I think he's ready to go.
What is it about him?
He's very bright. Great football mind. He's a good listener. He's self-aware. He's a servant. And I can go on and on. He's as good a backup as I've ever had as far as being an asset to the quarterback, and I think he'll be the same thing for Jalen Hurts.
Anything specific that was so helpful to you?
Just every day, who he was.
Yeah.
The constant. It wasn't something he had to force. It just naturally came out of him to be a supporter, to be intelligent, to be on top of it, to be a step ahead of me. I felt like he was smarter than me. He was a step ahead of me, and that's what you want in your backup.
Okay. Thank you, Kirk. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks.
There you have it. Good stuff.
The joys of Radio Row.
Joys of Radio Row. There you go. How was your guys' Waymo last night?
I was pleasantly surprised by the Waymo. It feels like a roller coaster at first. I know he's just going to hate
Feels
this
like a
whole
roller
conversation.
coaster.
I thought it was great. Yeah, I loved it. Now, it was a tough beginning because we didn't know how to open the doors.
Yeah.
And, there was a guy yelling at us on the sidewalk. Yeah. Don't let robots take over your life.
Set the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, there was the stench of,
That was me, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, there was the stench of marijuana was very strong on the street. We were so it was a little bit, very anxious getting in there.
Yeah.
Then we got in. I sat in the front seat. If you stare at the steering wheel, it is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
It took me one block, and I was like, "This is great, fantastic."
Yeah, Sheil was a quick
no
adapter.
drunk driving. Yeah. No people. Listen, people. What's safer, that or all you people out there staring at your phones that I see on the streets driving? What's safer? I ask you that.
Now,
I'm
Sheil, I
pro-human.
didn't
That's
tell
where it comes
you
down from.
Yeah.
the end of the story for me,
Okay.
which is I'm walking back to the hotel.
Okay.
And because the Waymo dropped us off at your hotel, and I wanted to join for A, the convenience,
Yeah.
and B, for the experience.
And you took a video of me, which I sent to the Kapadias, and great content was
Team
the response.
content.
So nice job by you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything to upset the Kapadia family on
let's
this
take
show.
let's take a brief moment here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Naya and Leela.
Okay.
It's been wonderful to get back on good terms with both of them, especially Naya. I love that we have a shared enemy. Shout out to that shared enemy. Shout out to Naya.
Okay. I mean, there was some, presumptions? Is that a word? No.
Presumptuous?
A little presumptuous, but some of that maybe. I don't know. I'll check back and let you know.
I don't know that we're on great terms.
Okay.
I
good.
think it's
right track.
It's a
Direction's
probation.
pointing
I think it's a
forward.
probationary period
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I might
I'm
still be
happy
on-
to be going in the right direction, and I'm happy that we found common ground.
Okay.
I'm staying in their good graces.
Okay.
Now, the end of this story, Sheil.
Yeah.
I got the experience. I enjoyed the experience.
Shout out to Jessica, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. And Jessie, my sister.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out everybody.
Great.
Shout out
yeah,
sister.
yeah.
So, the end of the story for me, Sheil, is I got the experience, and I'm walking back to the hotel, and I walk past a handsome man, and I'm going, that guy looks really familiar. I'm pretty sure that's the guy we had dinner with. I don't know, are we shouting out the guy we had dinner with?
Oh, Sean.
Sean?
Which
Shout out
one?
to Sean?
Yeah. Which Sean?
Not Sean Syed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
okay.
so shout out to Sean.
Okay.
And I wasn't positive it was him,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to stop a stranger on the street.
Oh.
But then
So you guys had dinner together, and then you just walked right past each other?
we
I
did.
thought you were walking with him.
I did,
No?
but I had already made it back to the hotel.
So
We
this is
beat
the end
you
of the
guys.
story.
Yeah.
I get in the hotel lobby, and Bo is in the hotel lobby.
I'm already
They
in the
walked
I'm already in
back,
the elevator.
And
Yeah.
it was slightly faster than me taking the Waymo to your hotel. and
Yeah,
walking
but you
back.
took the Waymo to my hotel. If you took the Waymo to your hotel, you would have beat him. I'm pro walking generally. That's the only
Yeah.
time I've gotten in a car
Yeah, it was a
literally
nice walk.
all week.
Yeah.
Actually, I've
Flex.
walked this
Great walking
city.
city.
You know, 20,000 steps a day or whatever it is. I'm going all up and down.
20,000 a day?
Yeah, we're going crazy. Get your steps in and mind your business, as a wise man once
Well,
said.
speaking of that,
It's all
EJ,
2026.
the question for you that I need to pose is how much did it hurt you to not be invited onto the Ringers Philly Special this week?
You know, it's funny because when we went to the Ringer Philly special meetup a couple months ago, I said to Sheil, have me on anytime. You could invite me back. I wouldn't be opposed to hopping on a mailbag like old times for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah.
So now
I got some takes stored up. Yeah,
it's all good. Maybe he'll invite me one day.
Well, this
I
wasn't
can
a
aspire
big
for
Ringer
it.
Philly special week for us. We just did two
Well, you
episodes.
only did 2 episodes.
Under
so-
40 minutes each. One was reacting to breaking news. The other was Sean Syed repeating his takes that he had on this show earlier in the week. And then I knew I was coming on with you today, so I thought, why would we do the same thing back to back?
Just to fact check you, we have done that in the past at the Super Bowl. We have done the
and
double.
I didn't think
Little
it
home and home.
served the audience. So I feel like, why not give a little break? Let something else happen. I got a lot of shows to fill
You know
this
what,
off
Sheil?
season.
I'm going to push back a little bit.
Okay.
If this was the other way around,
No.
screw the audience. I just want to hang out with you. I just want to talk to you.
Who organized the dinner? Together?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Okay.
fair. But,
All right.
we didn't do the mailbag at the dinner.
Okay, we could have.
No.
You can do it right now. You can't do the mailbag.
Why can't I do the
you
mailbag?
left behind your mailbag privileges. There's a
Oh,
new
I didn't know
mailbag
about this.
with
This
a
is
different
news to me.
with a different guest. If I do a mailbag for you, I told you I'm not a sports I'm not a pod polygamist like Sean Syed. No, you guys,
Speak for
I don't have a
yourself.
commitment.
Oh, so I guess my mailbag days are over.
Yeah.
That's disappointing to hear.
Maybe once a year. Maybe we could, maybe once. Or if ZB, well, no, ZB's always available. So I was going to say, if ZB's unavailable, which is literally not a thing that happens. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Your mailbag days are over.
Oh, it's a sad way to end the week.
Listen, it hurts. It hurts. It's a tough way to end the week. Just to know that we've been knocked down a peg.
I mean, I'll just have Sheil telling us the bathtub story. That'll make up for it.
Yeah, that was very good. All right, that'll do it for this week of the PHLY Eagles podcast. Thank you to everybody for joining us.
Yes.
Should we run down all the guests?
No, we
Thank you
shouldn't.
to Nakobe Dean.
Yes.
No thank you to Bounty. No thank you to Bo Jackson's
don't do
handler.
this.
No thank you to a bunch of other jabrones. No thank you to the people in the warehouse. Thank you to the people in the warehouse who didn't kill us, Ben. That was very nice. We appreciated that.
Thank you to Jordan Mailata.
Thank you to Jourdan Mailata.
Yeah.
And Jourdan Rodrigue.
and
Jourdan Rodrigue.
And Gregg Rosenthal.
Yeah.
And Diana Rossini.
Yeah.
And most of all, thank you to Christian Ellis and Patrick Johnson. What's your do you have your like Super Bowl pick out there?
Yeah.
You want to repeat it?
It's the most boring Super Bowl. 24-16 Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we got. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody else. We will talk to you on Monday at our normal 2 o'clock time. For Sheil, I'm Bo. That's EJ. As always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.